So tetracycline, as the name suggests, it contains the 4 tetrasyl fused ring. So it is present in front of you. So there are 4 tetrasyl rings. 4 rings are fused with each other. It is called as a tetrasyl ring, and this class is called as a tetracyclines. Now, these tetracyclines are bacteriostatic antibiotics having broad spectrum of the activity. These tetracyclines, they are isolated from Streptomyces bacteria. The first tetracycline isolated was chlortetracycline in year 1948. So this is the structure of the chlortetracycline, which is the first tetracycline isolated in year 1948. Now, what is the mechanism of action of these tetracyclines? So, these tetracyclines, they inhibit the protein biosynthesis of the bacteria by inhibiting 30S ribosomal subunit and thereby prevent amino acyl tRNA formation from binding to the alpha site. So, in short, the mechanism of action of the tetracycline is what? That is, they inhibit protein biosynthesis by binding to the 30S ribosomal subunit. So, this is the short mechanism of action of the tetracyclines. Tetracycline could inhibit protein synthesis in human, but they normally cannot penetrate the mammalian cell membrane. So generally, the tetracycline, they inhibit the protein synthesis in human, but in the mammalian cell, but the membrane of the mammalian cell, they cannot penetrate. So they required certain type of the transportation to enter inside the cell membrane. So they enter by the passive diffusion as well as by the active transport mechanism. So active transport mechanism, they required magnesium and the ATP to cross the barrier of the membrane, and also they cross the barrier through the passive diffusion. Regarding the clinical uses, as it is a bactericidal agent, so these tetracyclines are used against both gram-positive as well as gram-negative bacteria. So there are several examples of the gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria, which is given in the third point. So we are not going to cover all these infections. So in short, these tetracyclines are used against all the gram-positive as well as gram-negative bacteria. So these tetracycline generally avoided in children and to the pregnant woman because they bind to the growing teeth and the bones, which lead to the tooth discoloration and the toxicity in the fetus. So if we give this tetracycline to small children or to the pregnant woman, then what will happen? The tooth discoloration will appear to the children or or to the embryo, right? Also, the toxicity in fetus will be observed, and hence the tetracycline is avoided in the children and to the pregnant woman. Now, these tetracyclines are divided into the following 3 categories based on the duration of action. So, first one is the short acting, then intermediate acting, and the long acting. Short acting example is chlorotetracycline. Intermediate acting is tetracycline and demeclocycline. And the long acting is doxycycline and the minocycline. And over here, the T half is 7 hour, 10 to 15 hour, and the 16 hours respectively. So this is the basic structure of the tetracycline. So this is actually, it is not tetracycline, it's a chlorotetracycline. This is the structure of the chlorotetracycline. If you check out, there are 4 fused 6-member ring which are fused with each other. So 4 6-member ring which are fused with each other. It contains 5 to 6 chiral centers, and it is stable at acidic as well as at basic pH. Regarding the chemical instability, these tetracyclines, these whatever the tetracyclines, they epimerize at the acidic condition, They epimerize at the acidic condition long standing. Upon long standing. Epimers, they are the diastereomers. They differ in configuration at one stereogenic center. So if you check out the structure, so this is the natural form and this is the epimeric form. So they have taken only the one ring. Actually the tetracycline, they contain the 4 fused ring, right? But over here they mention only the one ring. So its epimer is formed in the acidic condition upon standing. So and the epimer is changed only in the one center. So over here the change is observed. Over here the change is observed in between these two structure, right? Otherwise everything is same. So whatever the epimer is formed, it is less active as compared to the natural isomer. Okay, as compared to the natural compound, and hence tetracyclines are freshly prepared. And hence the tetracyclines are freshly prepared, because if that tetracycline come in contact with any of the acid, then its epimers are formed. Once the epimers are formed, so that epimers are less active as compared to the natural form, and hence these tetracyclines are freshly prepared to gain the maximum activity. So this is what about the acid catalyzed instability of tetracycline and the base catalyzed instability of tetracycline. As we have just discussed, that these tetracyclines are freshly prepared. If they come in contact with the acid or with any base, then they get converted into its unstable compound, which is inactive compound. So over here H plus means what? That is the acidic condition, and OH means what? That is a basic condition. So these changes may take place when they come in contact with any acid, and these changes takes place when they come in contact with any of the base. So the epimers, so in general, in short, the epimers are formed, different epimers are formed which are inactive. Tetracycline, they also form stable metal chelates, especially with dicationic ions such as calcium, magnesium and iron. So generally the milk contains the calcium. Milk contains the calcium. So if we take these tetracyclines with the milk, then it form the metal chelates. Then it form the metal chelate, and which deposit in the bone. So once they deposit in the bone, then it affect the bone growth, and also it affect the tooth discoloration, and hence these tetracyclines are not given with these metal ions, that is the calcium, magnesium and iron. That is those food products which contain this calcium, magnesium and iron. So with that type of food products, these tetracyclines are not given. Okay. Now this is the basic structure of the tetracycline. As over here you will find R1, R2, R3, R4. So these are what? These are the sites which are available for the substitution. So this is the basic structure of the tetracycline, right? So we will study the structural activity relationship of it. So check out properly the structure, right? Check out properly the structure of this basic structure, because later on when we are going to start these drugs, so at that time you have to recall what is the basic structure of the tetracycline. So which substitution we can add at R1, at R2 and at R3, at R4, right? So just remember this basic structure. So SCR point, all derivatives containing less than 4 rings are inactive. Of course, because it's a tetracycline. If there is one ring is removed from this tetracycline, then it may be an inactive compound. Then substitution at first position, at second position, at third position, fourth position, 10th position, 11th position, 11A position and 12th position. It represents hydrophilic property that cannot be charged drastically. Okay. So these substitutions they represent the hydrophilic property. They represent the hydrophilic property. So, and which cannot be changed drastically, right? 11A means what? Now this carbon, the carbon which is in between 11 and 12, that is called as the 11A. So in every atom, now here is a 4, here is a 5. So this one is 4A, 5, 6, this one is 5A, 6, 7, this one is 6A, right? So whatever the fusion is what? A. The fusion is what? A. सो हाउ वी नॉमिनेट ए, जो भी प्रीवियस नंबर रहेगा 5, तो ये 5A, 6 देन 6A, 10 10A, 11 11A, 12 12A, likewise. Okay, then the third point, replacement of amide at carbon 2 with aldehyde or nitrile, it decreases the activity. If we remove this amide with aldehyde or nitrile, then the activity is get decreased. A slight modification of ring A, it can be done without much loss of activity. So we can modify this ring A with any of the substitution. So activity is not get decreased or activity is not lost. Then aromatization of ring C gives in hydrotetracycline, which is loses active than natural one. So if we aromatize this C ring, if we aromatize this C ring by adding some double bonds, then it activity is get decreased, or it loses the activity. That tetracycline will lose its activity. Then the hydrophobic part of the molecule from carbon number 5 to carbon number 9. So this part 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the hydrophobic part, and what remaining part is the hydrophilic part, which we have discussed earlier, right? So the hydrophobic part of the molecule from carbon number 5 to carbon number 9 may be altered in various ways. It may be altered in various ways. So which ways? So the first point, modification at carbon number 6 and carbon number 7 in particular afford products having greater chemical stability. So we can modify the carbon number 6 and carbon number 7 as there are substitutions are available which is given by R1, R2, R3. So we can add any other substitution which can afford product having greater chemical stability. Then increased antibiotic activity and more favorable pharmacokinetics. Acha, so this is the same sentence. This is the same sentence. Actually, the new bullet is given over here. So with the modification of carbon number 6 and carbon number 7 by any of the substitution, it gives the greater chemical stability. Also, increased antibiotic activity is observed. Then the dehydrogenation to form a double bond between carbon number 5A and carbon number 11A. So this is the 5A and this is the 11A. 11 and 12 के बीच का 11A, 5 and 6 के बीच का 5A. So if dehydrogenation takes place, so this hydrogen, if it is removed, it results in the formation of the double bond between the 5A and 11A, which decreases the activity. Then the polar substitution at carbon number 5 and carbon number 6, it contribute decreased lipid versus water solubility to the tetracycline. Okay. Then retention of the configuration of the asymmetric center, retention of the configuration of the asymmetric center at carbon number 4, 4A and 12A is essential. So this configuration, it is so this configuration. Now if there are cis configuration, so if we add trans configuration over here, then the activity is get decreased. So this configuration, that is a C4, C4A and C12A. So this configuration is essential. Whereas the configuration at C5, C5A and C6, it may be altered. So this configuration 5, 5A and 6, this configuration of the substitution, it may be altered. The amide hydrogen, so this amide hydrogen, it may be replaced with a methyl group. So one of the amide hydrogen, it may be replaced with a methyl group. But larger groups having a deleterious effect except for those which are eliminated spontaneously in water. So we can replace the one of the amide hydrogen with a methyl group. But if we substitute the hydrogen with any of the bulky group, then the loss in activity is get observed. Then the dimethyl amino group, it may be replaced by a primary amino group without loss of in vitro activity. But all other changes so far lead to decreased bacteriostatic action. So if we replace this dimethyl amino group with any of the primary amino group, then the loss in activity is observed. Oh, so without any loss in activity is observed. So we can easily replace this dimethyl amino group with the primary amino group. So no any effect is observed. The activity remains same. But if we substitute any of the substitution with any other bulky molecules, then the activities get decreased. Then monoalkylation of the amide group. Okay, monoalkylation of the amide group result in the loss of activity. So as just we have discussed that if we replace one of the hydrogen with the methyl group, then the activity is get decreased, or sometimes it remains same. But if we add any of the bulky alkyl group, then the activity definitely will get decreased. Then the presence of electron withdrawing group, that is a chlorine or sodium, and electron donating group at C7 increases the activity. Then epimerization at C5A gives or dehydrogenation and double bond formation between C5A and 11A markedly decreases the activity. Yeah, we just discussed this in the previous slide. That if we remove this hydrogen, then there is a result in the formation of double bond between C5A and C11A. So once the double bond is get formed, then the activities get decreased. Then the alkyl substitution at C11A. So over here, alkyl substitution takes place. It leads to the inactive compound. So this is what about the SAR. So this is what about the SAR points. Now the next one is the metabolic transformation of the tetracycline. Now generally most of the tetracyclines are excreted unchanged in the urine, whereas few of the metabolism observed. Which few metabolites are observed? That is the N-dealkylation takes place at these position 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4th and the 7th position. If these groups are there, now in the common structure of the tetracycline, we observe this dimethyl amino group. But in other structure, in any one of the other structure, if there is a substitution at the 7th position of this dimethyl amino, then the N-dealkylation takes place at these places. Similarly, at the second position, glucuronide conjugation observed. Then also at 10th position, sulfate conjugation as well as glucuronide conjugation observed. Now you have studied in the metabolism chapter. It may either you studied this metabolism in 4th sem or the 5th sem, but definitely you have studied this metabolism chapter. So generally two phases of metabolism are there: phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 2 is the most complex metabolic reaction. It involves the sulfate conjugation and the glucuronide conjugation, whereas phase 1 reaction involves lots of common reaction: oxidation, reduction, deacetylation, deamination, hydrogenation, dehydrogenation, etc., etc. So all these type of reactions are there in the phase 1, whereas sulfate and glucuronide conjugation are there in phase 2. So I think you are aware about this. Okay. So these few types of the metabolic reactions takes place in the tetracyclines. One is the N-dealkylation, then the other is at the second position glucuronide conjugation, then at the 10th position sulfate as well as the glucuronide conjugation reaction observed. Now we will study the drugs one by one. So the first drug of the tetracyclines is tetracycline itself. So tetracycline, It is produced by fermentation of Streptomyces aureofaciens species and related species. Means it is produced by fermentation of this species and the related species of these species. Or also these tetracyclines are produced by catalytic reduction of the chlorotetracycline. So as just we have discussed in tetracycline at the start of the lecture of the tetracycline, the first tetracycline which is isolated, that is the chlorotetracycline. So from chlorotetracycline, by the catalytic reduction, the tetracycline is get produced, right? And by natural resources, these tetracyclines are isolated from the Streptomyces aureofaciens and related other species of the Streptomyces aureofaciens. The food and the milk lower the absorption by about 50%. Okay, so these tetracycline are not given with the food or with the milk. Why? Because just we have studied in the introduction of these tetracycline, because they form the chelates. They form the chelates and they deposit to the bone. So growth of the bone is get disturbed and also tooth discoloration is also observed. So these tetracyclines are not given with the food and with the milk, as the absorption is get decreased by the 50% and also some severe side effects are also observed. So this is what about the tetracycline. Regarding the IPC nomenclature, so as we have discussed, this is the tetrasin ring. The name of the ring is the tetrasin ring. Okay, so this tetrasin ring is there in the structure of the tetracycline. Okay, so now the first part is we have to identify the functional group which is having the highest priority. The functional group with the highest priority. Now in this structure, which group is having the highest priority? Now there are two groups. One is the alcohol and the another one is the amide, right? OH group stands for alcohol and this is the amide group. So in the priority chart we have studied that which group is having highest priority. First is the carboxylic acid and later on its derivatives, three derivatives: amide, ester and acid chloride. And alcohol is there later on. So the highest priority group is which one? That is the amide. Alright, amide is having the highest priority among the alcohols. So the numbering of this tetracycline, it is begin from this position. As we have discussed the numbering, this carbonyl oxygen is having number 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Likewise, we have studied the numbering of the tetracycline. So, what is the IPC nomenclature? Now, first we have to identify the substitutions, because we have to follow the alphabetical order, right? So, which substitutions are there? Now, methyl group is there, then hydroxy group is there, methyl group is there, then hydroxy group is also there, and oxo group is there, and also oxo group is there. So from where we have to start? Okay, so from where we have to start? That is, they have started from these methyl groups. They have started from this methyl group, as this methyl group is get joined with the amino group. So we started with the fourth position. So we started with the fourth position. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 4 dimethyl amino. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 dimethyl amino. Or you can also start from these hydroxy positions, because as per alphabetical order, H comes first as compared to the M. H comes first as compared to the M. So you can directly start from this hydroxy group also, right? So what will be the IPC nomenclature? That is, now first we have to identify the hydroxy groups are attached at which position to the tetrasin ring. So at the third position hydroxy group is there, At the sixth position, 10, 12 and 12A. So total how many hydroxy groups are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So 5 means what? Penta. Right? 5 means what? Penta. So 3, 6, 10, 12, 12A pentahydroxy. Okay. Then later on you can write down 4 dimethyl amino. Later on you can write down 4 dimethyl amino. Then 4 dimethyl amino. Then again methyl group is over here at the sixth position. 6 methyl. Okay, 6 methyl. Then after M, O is there, that is oxo. So 111 dioxo. 111 dioxo. Right. Now over here they have mentioned some figures 1, 4, 4A, 5, 5A, 6, 11, 12A octahydrotetracene. Now means what? Now check out the structure of the tetracene. Check out the structure over here, which is at the right side of the slide. This is the structure of the tetracene with the tetracycline structure. With the tetracycline structure. Now if you check out that few double bonds are missing. Few double bonds are missing. Now in the tetracene structure, the double bond is in between first position and the second position. The double bond is in between the first position and the second position in the tetracene structure. But over here, it is missed. There is no double bond at the first position. Hence, they have mentioned 1. Hence, they have mentioned 1. Then, there is a double bond between second and third. Means there are atoms at the second and third, but it is not there at the fourth position. Hence, they have mentioned 4. So, likewise, total 8 electrons are absent in the structure of the tetracycline, and hence they have mentioned the octahydrotetracene. Hence they have mentioned with the numbering octahydrotetracene. Check out properly. Take some time. I will give you 2 to 3 minutes. Check out properly both the structures. So you will find out these double bonds are missing in the structure of the tetracycline, and hence they have mentioned this octahydrotetracene. Octa means what? 8. Hydro means what? That hydrogens are missing. So and hence octahydrotetracene. Why tetracene? Because this ring is there in the structure of tetracycline, and hence it is octahydrotetracene. And the remaining portion, that is your amide, that is a 2-carboxamide. In the previous structures in the cephalosporin, it was the carboxylic acid, but over here it is a carboxamide, 2-carboxamide. Now the next one is the chlortetracycline. The next one is the chlortetracycline. Again the numbering is started from this oxygen only. In the previous structure, it was the structure is get reversed. In the previous structure, the carbonyl oxygen is at the bottom, but now the structure is get reversed. Okay. So this is the chlortetracycline. So the numbering is what? The numbering start from this carbonyl carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Okay. So now again we have to find out the substitutions. Which substitutions are there? Amide is our highest priority functional group. Amide is our highest priority functional group. Then which groups are there? Hydroxy is there. Yes, hydroxy is there. Dimethyl amino is there. Then yeah, chloro is here. Yeah, as it is chlorotetracycline. So we have to start our nomenclature from this chlorine, as C come first as compared to the hydroxy, as compared to the M, as compared to the oxo. So we start our nomenclature from this chlorine. So the chlorine is at which position? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry, something. Oh, see, I just forgot that carbon is at the top. So the numbering is from this carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So it is 7 chloro. It is 7 chloro. Okay. So we nominated the chlorine. It is 7 chloro. Now which groups are remained? Now hydroxy is there, H is there, and M is there, and O is there. HMO. HMO. Okay, so first we nominated the hydroxy group, then we nominated the methyl group. So hydroxy group is present at the which position? Third position, sixth position, 10th position, 12th position, and 12A position. So it is same in all tetracyclines. So the hydroxy group is at 3, 6, 10, 12, 12A. So 3, 6, 10, 12, 12A, pentahydroxy. Then 4 dimethyl amino. Okay, 4 dimethyl amino. Then there is one more methyl group is at 6th position. So 6 methyl. Then 111 dioxo. 111 dioxo. Then the remaining portion is same. That is 144A, 55A, 611 12A, octahydrotetrasin, 2-carboxamide. Okay, now. So once you nominated the dioxo groups, then later on the portion is same because in each structure of tetracyclines these 8 hydrogens are missing. Hence 144A, 55A, 611, 12A, octahydrotetrasin, 2-carboxamide. So this is the IUPAC nomenclature of the chlorotetracycline. Then the next one is the oxytetracycline. Oxytetracycline. Now, what is the difference between the chlorotetracycline and oxytetracycline? Both the structure are same. Only the chlorine is missing at this position. Only the chlorine is missing at the 7th position. Otherwise, everything is same in the structure of chlorotetracycline and in the structure of oxytetracycline. Correct? So, chlorine is not there. Yes, chlorine is not there. So, these methyl groups are there and the hydroxy group are there. So, we started the nomenclature from the hydroxy group as H comes first as compared to the M. So, we started the nomenclature from the hydroxy position. So, hydroxy group are present at which position? At 3, 5, 6, 10, 12 and 12A. So total 6 hydroxy groups are there. So 3, 5, 6, 10, 12, 12A, hexahydroxy, then 4 dimethyl amino, then 6 methyl, then 111 dioxo, then remaining portion is same. It is 144A, 55A, 611 12A, octahydrotetrasin, 2-carboxamide. That is the oxytetracycline. Then the next one is the doxycycline. Now in this again chlorine is not there. So we started the nomenclature from the hydroxy. So how many hydroxy are there? Hydroxy are present at 3rd position, at 5th position, at 10th position, 12th position and 12th A position. So total 5 hydroxy groups are there. So it is 3, 5, 10, 12, 12A, pentahydroxy, 4 dimethyl amino, then 6 methyl, 111 dioxo, then remaining portion is same 144A, 55A, 611 12A, octahydrotetrasin, 2-carboxamide. That is the doxycycline. Then the next one is the minocycline. Now in minocycline, now check out in this structure as we have studied in the metabolic part that if there are 2 dimethyl amino group, then N-dealkylation occurs at both these places. So this is observed in the structure of the minocycline. Okay. Now the numbering of these minocycline is started from this carbonyl oxygen, or we can start it also from this position also. Okay, we can start it the numbering from this position also, but our highest priority functional group is over here. So we have to start the numbering from this carbonyl oxygen. We cannot start from this position because our highest priority functional group is attached near to this position. So we'll give the first number to this carbon. Okay, so which are the functional groups or which are the atoms? तो हम कहाँ से start करें? So again hydroxy groups are there, dimethyl amino groups are there. So of course H come first, so we'll first nominate the hydroxy group. So hydroxy groups are at third position, at 10th position, 12th position and 12A. So total 4 hydroxy groups are there. So it is 3, 10, 12, 12A tetrahydroxy. Then we nominate these two groups, which is present at the 4th position and at the 7th position. So 4, 7 bis. Bis means what? That is two identical groups are there. Hence we nominate it as a bis. So 4, 7 bis dimethyl amino. 4, 7 bis dimethyl amino. Then 1, 11 dioxo. Then remaining portion is same, is 1, 4, 4A, 5, 5A, 6, 11, 12A, octahydrotetrasin, 2 carboxamide. This is all about the minocycline.